All right, so Captain Terra versus Mattikus, as you just brought up, this is a bit of a cross-game grudge match. Last week we had a money match between Captain Terra and Mattikus and the sword somehow, where it was a first to 5 in Street Fighter 5, and Captain Terra got his back blown out, got 5-0'd by Mattikus. But in this game, they're probably a little bit more on even footing, especially now that both of these players have stuck with their respective teams more and more. So let's see who is favored this week, or who crossing fate favors this week.
Yeah, that was okay. Yeah, you were right. Jackson last week was straight plus ass. But anyway. Good DPs. I like the sword.
I like this. Mattikus just staying back. It's a grappler. If I run in wildly, I'll probably die. So let me use my long range normals and hit him from a screen away. Clutching through Captain Terra's pressure, but the spot no convert. Oh, good anti-air DP.
Wake up button. Good switch out, get that Jin back in some health. Active switching regains a lot more health. Good jump!
And the extension, not quite, but he baits out the DP. Doesn't get a full conversion off it, but he still has corner position. Ooh, burst comes in. I don't think he needed to get hit by that part, but Taker gets in, and now he's really in. Magnet finger. What's the mix? Sledge. Oh, he sits it, tries to bait out some option, but
armor.
Oh, super. And that was a pretty good time to use that one in particular. The other super probably wouldn't have sucked in as much as he needed to. And let's see it.
And that far enough back to actually resonate.
Oh, Mattikus got to go all the way back. That means he gets to become the Toga Master. And I was really hoping that Captain Terra would lay on the pressure just a little bit more there. But he opted to play it safe with assist pressure instead. And that might just cost him this round. He still has a fairly healthy Waldstein, but he's only coming in with level 2. Ooh, good block on the cross. DP, no punish.
Oh, yep, resonance. Toga went straight through.
Oh no! Oh, it's not a combo. This should not have gone down like that. Please, my friends.
Tech.
Please, Tech. Unless you're versus Rachel, in which case you might want to think about it a little bit more.
As long as you're in the air and in the corner and the blender has already come out.
Yes, but you do not want that kind of extra damage to be weighing on your conscience as the next few rounds come out. 1-0 in Mattis's favor.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight!
Really, that looked like it was such a good scenario for versus for Captain Terra in that round. But he just let it slip through his fingers because grapplers really need that momentum. Right? They really need to be on top of their prey.
Yeah, that's gonna grab.
A good scoop.
Yeah, Gordeau's slide isn't necessarily the safest of options.
Ooh, 2B, no follow-up, but Mattikus with the aggressive mid-screen shimmies DP'd, and now he's in the corner. Hard life, no burst punish. And Mattikus is able to combo his way out of the corner, negating the bonus that Terra got out of connecting with Waldstein's DP. Oof.
I like that combo. It's not. It doesn't go too long, and it's not too damaging. But I like it. I like the way it looks in the field.
A combo that maybe not do as much damage as others, but you know, it has other things going for it. Oh no, DPs are unblockable. They're letting the active switch lock there. I really like Mattikus using more and more active switch. I think it's allowing him to play the game a little bit longer, which in itself lets him play neutral a little bit longer, and yeah, he can play a pretty decent neutral. Counter hit on the swinging arms,
and that's gonna be that Waldstein.
Got your finger, no damage, and Captain Terra just sitting back.
Armor.
It's hard to argue with the wants to be a little bit safer. It's not resonant, so it'll do a big chunk, but it won't be able to kill. It's hard to argue that at certain points, sometimes you just need to put the brakes on something, and you know what? Whatever. Go do what you need to do, Terra. Grab.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, how's the try and punish the? Oh no!
Oh no!
No astral. Now Captain gets another lease in life. He gets the. Oh, I was gonna say that he probably gonna wake up command grab, but no, he does not crack like that. Take this. Oh no! Oh, big buttons.
Turbulence. I do think that could. I actually think when he caught him, that could have comboed into Astral.
I'm pretty sure it could have. Even like at worst, right? Because that was Gordeau's slide, right? He could have just like done Grim Reaper's Astral.
Yeah.
A number of different ways he could have gone into an Astral there, and it was a little scary just letting a grappler live like that, because Captain Terra easily could have just stolen that right from underneath his nose, but not quite. And now Captain Terra is at a 2-game deficit. What do you think Terra could do differently in order to get something going for himself?
I don't know. I don't like grapplers as a character style, and Terror, whenever I fight him, it gets on my nerves. But the thing is, he's playing that style exactly how he needs to. The thing is, there are just some times where just like that style of play really needs to be fixed, because it will just fail you.
You know, it's interesting that you label it as such, because I think it's those moments where he's not playing the grappler, right? It's those moments when instead of going for the button or the grab mix-up, he just tries to block. Those 2 times that he's done it at the end of the last 2 games have really let Mattikus get back into a favorable situation where he didn't have one before. And I think it would work out in his favor if he, bullied a little bit more. Yeah, I usually talk about how much he uses Sledge, but this week he's not using it so much. And while that's, it's good to experiment with the other tools, but don't forget to use all of your tools. Active switch doesn't get punished. DP, no punish. Did he? Oh, 2 Bs. A bunch of footsies, but even though Waldstein has really big claws, Gordeau has a really big scythe.
And Captain Terror is just not blocking those.
DP's above it. Oh, it doesn't get the bonus because he hit the Gordeau while he was in the air with the DP. Man, that's not the situation you want to be. Double command grab. Yeah.
Double assimilation.
Who is playing the grappler here? Let's be real.
MMA Gordeau is definitely a thing. Maybe not in this game, but in Under Night it definitely is.
The simulation is definitely really strong, and I think one of his better options. Tries to DP him out of the air, but Resonance invincibility lasts until you touch the ground.
9.
No. He just fireball. You know, I was ready for the fireball cancel into Astral there, but no dice. Both Resonance are out, and man, these are
Tech!
please attack my man. Terra and Mattikus. This set is also kind of getting excited by that. There's a couple of the things that Terra wasn't doing. He wasn't forcing his mix-up on the Mattikus. He wasn't teching. And those two things, and as well as a number of other things, including Mattikus' own good play. But
yeah, I agree with Jackson in chat. Terra was playing too defensive, and he really was. In that situation, he was just playing so defensively, so turtle in the corner that he couldn't get anything out. He wasn't trying to push anything. He was playing two huge characters that command a lot of space simply by moving forward, and he just wasn't doing that. He was just submitted to all the pressure and the power that Mattikus had, and cracked and couldn't get out of it.
And it goes even beyond just Mattikus' pressure, right? When Terror was the one aggressing, when he was aggressive, he even cracked then. He just said, oh no, I don't want to get woke up something. I don't want to get woke up token. I don't want to get woke up button. I don't want to get woke up something, and just sat back. And anytime that happened, Mattikus got to say, all right,
5C.
5C, not even then, right? Like during the first game,
yeah.
He actually just got to air dash all the way back full screen, and suddenly what was a one-touch Jin suddenly got to be a toga monster from the other side of the screen. And that happened so many times where Terra was at the advantage. He could have forced his mix-up, and even if he got hit, he has so much health. But instead, he opted to play back, try to bait out something, and almost every time in that set in particular, it did not work out in his favor, and it just let Mattikus slip right through his grasp.